I am going to do a video for Affinity for Mac using the F170 Epson printer. So here we have Affinity, and this is the Mac version. And we're going to start with File, New, and over here under Print, there are several different options you can pick for the size of what you'd like to print. I'm going to just pick letter, and then if you want to change it, over here where it says layout is where you can change it. If you want to make it 12 by 12, you would go here, 12. Okay, so now we've got that. That's now a custom design, and it's 300 DPI. You want to keep it at the highest DPI you can. Do it in inches, and you have your options of portrait or landscape. I'm going to do landscape for this one. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's a perfect square, so it doesn't matter. Your image placement will be prefer embedded. Now these colors, and it's very important that you pick this. This is the format your color is going to come in at, RGB/8, and your color profile is going to be sRGB IEC 619622-2.1. I like to do a transparent background. That way I can see what's going on, or if I want to add something, but you don't have to. It's up to you. So you just take that off and toggle it off. I don't do anything with margins. I don't do anything with bleed. Now remember, you're going to have this for color only when you start a new board. That's an art board. You're not going to put this anywhere else at any other time. All right, so again, we're in new document. We're going to create it, and there it is. And now I'm going to bring in a graphic. So you're not going to go to new or open. You're going to go to place. And I have wherever your documents are, mine are in downloads. So I'm going to pick this one that I'm working with somebody to get our colors correct. And you'll see the little arrow here. I'm going to move that around. I'm going to press my left mouse button down and bring it up. Okay. And I want to make it bigger. You can see you can move it around. You can also change it here, your size. Now let's say you want to put it back to 8.5 by 11. So you would go 8.50 by 11. Oh. Why did that turn to 6? Must have messed that up. Okay. Now I got it. But I don't want it this way. So I'm going to go back and do this 11 by 8. Just showing you what you can do. 8. Okay. There we go. All right. So that is the size, 8.5 by 11, that your design is going to be. We're still on a 12 by 12 mat or art board. But let's say you're doing naturally a tumbler, which this is for. You might want to make it on, if you're going to use 11 by 17 paper or 11 by 14. As you see, as I'm pulling these, you can see the width and the height. So you can adjust it here, and you'll see it adjust here too under transform. So I'm going to put this back to 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to go to File, Document Setup. You see where it's 12 by 12? We're going to change that. by 11. Okay, 8.5 by 11. And I want it in portrait. No, I want it landscape. Okay, why did this not change? I'm going to unlock it. Okay, there we go. All right, now you see my artboard is now 8.5 by 11. And so is my graphic. You'll see down here is 10.799 by 7.8 by 4. Anyway, you can monkey around with this. You can change your paper size, your artboard size, whatever your tumbler is going to be. All right, now the fun part. You're going to go to File now and Print. And this is fun because I have seen many people where it says printer, and I have several, have the same printer over and over again. Got to make sure you have the right, if you have 3 or 4 F100s, you've got to go back and delete some of them. I've got to go back and delete this one. Meanwhile, I've got this one checked because that's where I set my preset up. So I know that my drivers and everything are all set up, and I'll show you how to do a preset. All right, so we're now in print, as you see, and you can see everything is lined up. You can either scale, fit to printable. I just do scale. All right, so range and scale, these are your Mac drop-downs. Next is document layout. Your document layout, 8.5 by 11, has to match your printer settings. You've got to make sure that matches. Next, bleeding marks. I never do anything with that, I just leave it alone. Layout, and here's the layout. Again, we're at US letter. There are also some drop downs. You can customize that as well. You see that's fine. Color matching. Okay. Do not choose Epson color controls. You don't want that. You are using the Epson ICC profiles that came with the printer, or you download from the Epson site. So you're going to use Color Sync. If you don't see the general purpose textile or the general purpose rigid, you don't have the profiles installed. You'll have to go back to Epson and download the profiles. You'll see there's other profiles when you go here. Don't search for them. Just leave those alone. Make sure it does not say automatic. Some people do that. They see this down here and they're not choosing it. They're letting the Color Sync pick the profile. So make sure it's not on automatic. I do everything on textile. Some people do the tumblers on the rigid, and I found my colors are much better doing everything in textile. So that's my preference. All right, you could do whatever you want. Paper handling, really nothing there that we have to change. Cover page we don't do. Printer settings is the fun part. Again, there are 2 places where you are going to set your ICC profiles: printer setting and the color matching. They both have to match. So here I'm doing the DS transfer textile again. See, those are the two profiles. Keep it at textile. If you have it on textile and color settings, keep it on textile here. Your options of print quality, normal or fine. I do fine. Here's your mirror image. That's what I keep it on. I don't do anything with supply levels. Now that you have all this set, you've set everything, you can also go to set your preset. Now I've already set mine to this. It'll say save current settings as a preset. Click yes, and then call it whatever you want. But you only want it for this printer, not all your printers. So let's do that. I'm going to cancel out. But that's how to save your preset. Again, make sure you have the right printer up here, because if there's other ones, like I was a fool sometimes, you won't see my settings. You won't get the color match. That's the way you know you don't have your drivers installed. So what I'll do is go back to up here. And there we go. And as you'll see, there's the color matching and the print settings. That's how you know your drivers are installed. So I've already saved this, and now we're going to print. I've already printed and pressed this, and it looks great. So I'm going to cancel this. Now, one more thing. A lot of people say, well, I just want to make it brighter. I want the colors brighter. So what you do is you select this, and you go to New Layer, New Adjustment Layer, I'm sorry. And you can pick brightness and contrast, make it brighter, make it darker. And if you like it, again, you're just playing with the colors and the contrast. I'm putting mine back to 0. Here's if you want more contrast. It's very bright. I need sunglasses. I'm going to change that to 0 for me. And if you do want it, just hit merge. I'm going to delete it. And again, layer, new adjustment layer. And here's the shadows, selective color, color balance, recolor, vibrance, just to show you. See how vibrant that gets? So you can still play with the colors if you're not satisfied with the actual color. Your saturation you can lower, make it very bright, and I'm going to hit delete. But that's just some of the ideas, but make sure you highlight it, go to layer, an adjustment layer, and you can play around. And I believe it's down here too. Yeah, it's down here also. See? You can do all sorts of things with this program. It's unbelievable. I love this program. All right, I hope that helps. We'll see you later. Bye.